Welcome everybody. If you are drawn to this video, it's absolutely meant for you. This is going to be part 2 of what you've been dying to hear. So let's just get right into things and see what this is about today. We have the Death card, 9 of Wands, and the 3 of Coins. I'm definitely getting that you guys went through this major transformation when it comes to self-development. You guys are no longer the person that you used to be before. You are stronger. You are better. And with the 3 of Coins here, I'm getting that you guys have a lot of different things going on for you, but you're finding out ways to manage and balance them all. I actually just kind of zoomed in on the maid here, and I don't know why I was very called to say that some of you guys could even be hiring a maid or hiring help, a cleaning service to really just kind of help you spring clean this year, especially if it's something that's been sort of a burden to you in the past, or you just have a lot of space, or kids, or something like that. It might be helpful just hire a helpful hand. I don't know why I always start off with the most random information here, but overall I definitely feel like you guys have been through a major transformation. You guys aren't even the same person that you used to be anymore. Yeah, there could have been an ending to something recently, but with an ending becomes brand new life, right? New opportunity, new experience, new things to go through, and your spirit guides and your angels are always here to help you. If you ever need them, please call on them because they're right here to help you. That could be something that you guys have been dying to hear too. You guys recently could have had somebody that has passed away and you're wondering, are they doing okay? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are okay, okay? It doesn't matter what they've been through. From a mediumistic perspective, everybody gets to heaven, okay? Everybody's there. Everybody's there. They're all waiting for you. They all love you. They are all watching over you every single step of the way, okay? So that could have been something that a lot of you guys maybe needed to hear right now, is that you are being watched over. They are okay. Your relatives are okay. Your loved ones are okay. Friends, whoever it is, they are watching over you, and they are really proud of the person that you've become. Again, especially with this 9 of Wands energy, this kind of talks about vulnerabilities and yeah, they're saying having a lot of walls up too. So you guys definitely could have a lot of walls up right now, but that's okay, especially if you did go through something really major like this. You know, try your best to let them down to the people that you really trust, but if you don't feel comfortable expressing anything, talking about anything, don't talk about it, okay? Yeah, and that was something that I actually literally just read today. Jane Austen, she says something about how our silence is really our power. You don't have to choose to say things to certain people, and sometimes that's actually more beneficial for yourself to not say something than it is to say something. So if you guys feel called to just kind of retreat, go back in your shell, do it. But on top of this, you guys are literally warriors at this point. You can see that this guy is very wounded, but he's still standing. He's still standing, even after everything that he's gone through. He might have some walls up, but he's slowly starting to take them down, knowing that he's safe because he's stronger than he was before. Okay, so keep that in mind, especially when it comes to your own personal situation. You are stronger than you were before. And everything that has happened to you is only to make you stronger. Yeah, I'm hearing, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller, right? Because you guys are definitely starting to stand a little bit taller. You might be doing posture exercises, literally yoga, Pilates, trying to move your body more, trying to get more in touch and more in tune with your body. Yeah, they're also telling me trying to do things that make you just feel happier overall. Do any and everything that makes you feel happier, okay? If that means splurging, eating a burger, eating, I don't know, 10 burgers, having a personal mukbang, who cares? If that makes you happy, do it, okay? If that means turning on your favorite holiday movie in the middle of July, do it. It does not matter, okay? If it's going to make you feel happier in this sense right now, lean into it. If that means splurging maybe just a tiny bit on your budget and, you know, getting something that you maybe weren't expecting on getting, that's okay. Your bank account will survive, I promise you, okay? We'll make it through. Now, if you're splurging every single week, that's another story, okay? Go check out my other channel to help you with your budgeting, and even on your vision board, I teach you guys how to budget, particularly for your vision board, so that way your entire year can just go perfectly for yourself and you don't have to worry about money at all. It just becomes so much easier just to not worry about money or unexpected finances or anything like that, especially if you already have that budget in check. But, you know, that's a different story for another time. Right now, we are talking about making yourself the happiest that you can be. And another thing that I like to do too is just go outside, sit in the grass and blow bubbles. Like, it's so simplistic. It's so just like nice. It's nice to hear like the nature sounds around me while I'm doing it. And you know, I might look a little silly to some people, but I don't care. It makes me happy. It makes me feel better. And if it makes me feel better at the end of the day, that's what we need to be doing, okay? And especially if you like struggle from seasonal affective disorder, depression, anxiety, anything like that that can really just throw off your mood a little bit, it's especially important to be leaning into those little bits of happinesses. We need like a cute little phrase for that. Somebody needs to make up a cute little phrase for little teeny tiny things that make you like happy that you can do for yourself, right? Like little I don't know. somebody come up with a cute little word in the comments. We'll all start using it, honestly, because that'll be amazing. But yeah, let's see here. The 6 of Wands. Oh my god, and that's so nice, especially to see when paired with the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Coins, because you guys have been definitely doing the work, right? You've been definitely doing the work, especially when it comes to healing, growing, personal development. Again, you guys literally could have just like had a major ending with something, or like a big period of your life just ended, job, whatever just ended, and now you guys are like working on yourself. You have been working on yourself, and now it's a victory. You've won. You're winning, okay? Seriously, take that in for a second. You are winning because you're stronger than you were before. You now know how to not only manage these emotions, but create little victories for yourself along the way, right? These little happinesses, whatever we're going to decide on calling them. That somebody will tell me down below. I don't know, it's gotta be like something kind of cute, like fluffies or something. Like, it's a fluffy. It's just a cute little thing that we can do to make ourselves feel better. With the 9 of Coins here, you guys are definitely going to start to see the fruits of your labor paying off for yourself, okay? You're going to start to see these little teeny tiny victories, and it's funny that I just said that because I'm seeing a reflection of that in the cards as well. Getting into nature, they said, is definitely going to help you guys. Getting grounded, getting in nature, going for hikes, playing with animals, doing some goat yoga, like whatever it is that is calling your soul to do, try it. Go for it. I don't know why goat yoga specifically what came into my mind. If anybody's done goat yoga, definitely let us know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'm just like so zenned out today. Like, it just feels so good. 7 of Cups. Again, this is going back to like, if you don't feel like saying something, you don't have to say it, right? Like, there's a lot of people in your lifetime that have probably smoke and mirrors to you without you even noticing it, and so you can easily do that to other people. And I'm not saying like become like a compulsive liar or whatever, like, no. Like, I'm saying like you don't have to tell people everything, right? If you don't feel like saying something, literally say, I don't feel comfortable sharing that with you. You know, point blank, period. And that's okay. You don't have to feel comfortable sharing everything with everybody all the time. You know, you can hide some of your emotions or some of your whatevers, and then whenever you're around people that you trust, that you genuinely trust, or with a therapist or whatever, you can really let your guard down then, just offload on them, right? But not everybody needs to know your business. And that's it. That's the moral of the story. 3 of Wands is here. I see you guys definitely looking into the future with more optimism. Yes, like some things, like I'm seeing like the ship is like sailing away from this person, but they're almost like it feels like a very content vibe that they missed the ship, right? Yeah, because, and then the Ace of Cups is directly beneath that too. So I feel like there's a lot more emotional fulfillment coming to you guys, even though you like FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like you might be missing out on something, or feel like, you know, or again, like I'm hearing that line from Justin Bieber's song Ghost. It's like you crossed a bridge that I can't follow, which again is definitely sad, but it's also like you are still here on this planet, right? So now you get to live for not only yourself, but this other person too, if that makes sense. You can do everything that you wanted to do and exist as though this person is right there with you. Like if you want to go to Italy and this person's never been to Italy before, but they've always wanted to go and now they've crossed over, you can bring them with you. You can literally say, hey, look at this. look at where I'm at, or they'll basically already be there with you, like on the flight, everything, because they're gonna be watching over you the whole way there, making sure that you're okay. But yeah, the same thing goes for like other opportunities too. Like, don't miss out on life because of something that's passed you by, or because of an ending that's happened. Don't miss out on life, okay? It's your turn to start living. So start living it. Start pouring all of that love into yourself. Ace of Cups, I'm seeing just like, you guys are gonna be feeling a lot more love around you. I'm seeing a lot of people coming in to support you, to care for you. I heard to cook for you too, especially if you feel like right now, like that's not something that is like, you know, like you're just maybe exhausted or whatever. Like, I'm even here like with kids, like you guys could have just had a baby, or like could just be starting this new chapter of your life, and it's just exhausting. And I'm seeing people coming in here that are going to be helping definitely alleviate some of that stress, some of that burden for you. You could be very drawn to the part 1 of this reading. So if you are, please definitely watch that, because there's a lot of really, really good messages in there for everybody. Yeah, and of course, I'm a tarot card reader, right? Like, I don't know everything when I first start, but once I get into it, I kind of figure it out, right? It's like a big puzzle that we have to put together. So give me a minute to kind of like get into that reading, because there's like one theme that like I kind of stick to, but then it breaks out. It branches out into like a bunch of different themes and a bunch of different scenarios and timelines that you guys could be on. But anyways, Ace of Cups is here. I see you guys just like really, really, really looking more optimistically into the future, pouring a lot more love into yourself by doing those little bits of happiness for yourself, those little times and those little things that just bring you so much more joy and happiness along the way, especially with the Death card in the ending here. Yeah, and with the 3 of Wands here, I'm seeing there's almost like 3 paths ahead of you that you could take. Oh my god, it's so layered. It's so weird and so layered on the spiritual level. It's like, it's hard to break down exactly what they're showing me because they are literally like, there's 3 different paths that you can take. You have your hand on one, but you can still take these other 2 paths with you. If and that's how they just like, said it to me, and they're like, does that make sense? I'm like, no. I'm so sorry, spirit guides. I'm trying to understand, but that's a little bit too big brained even for me. It's a little bit too above what I can comprehend as a human being. But basically, I feel like, yeah, there's just a lot of opportunities that's going to start coming your way. It's just going to start flooding your way. And you guys are probably already busy. You already probably have a lot of these opportunities around you. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. So they're basically saying like you guys could be called to like be a chef right now, right? So like you start to become a chef, and like this is your hand on this line. So you're going down this path of being a chef. But then all of a sudden, oh my god, you know, your Instagram page starts popping off. And so that calling that you had before to become an influencer now makes sense, because now you're like, okay, well, I have this cooking business. I might as well like start like, and by influencer, I mean like influencing people into cooking a certain way, or, you know, buying these ingredients, these fresher, more organic, you know, farmers market ingredients, whatever. And then this 3rd path comes along that's like, oh my god, well, this now home HGTV wants to buy out your influencing, you know, and they want to make you into like having your own cooking show and your own blah blah blah. So what started as a path as like, oh, I just want to be a chef, became influencer chef, became now I own my own TV network show. I'm basically Oprah that's a cook. If that makes sense. So that's how they broke it down in my mind. That's making a lot more sense to me. I'm praying that makes sense to you guys too, but that's how I see it. It's like you guys have your hand on one thing right now, but it's definitely going to blossom into multiple different timelines, multiple different paths, and different decisions and choices that you can make, you know? Ooh, we have a lot of page energy in here. So the Page of Coins and the Page of Swords. So I'm seeing like a lot of like fresh, new, invigorating energy. It's definitely just about kind of like taking that first step, being decisive towards that first step. And how should I say this? Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to you guys straight. Honestly, you might not make a lot of money when you first begin like doing what it is that really makes you guys the most passionate, but the money will be there in the future. I can guarantee you guys that, as long as you stick to it. But yeah, like this new beginning phase is going to be a lot of like, I don't know for sure, you know, but I'm just gonna try it. And the money, but I'm just gonna try it, you know, like that's kind of what it always sort of feels like, especially with creative endeavors or anything that's like even lightly risky, because we definitely have like the opportunity to go on this lifetime and basically, you know, stick to like, okay, and I don't mean this in a bad way, right? Because there's a lot of people out here that are killing it at their jobs and everything. But like, say for example, like I've wanted to become a chef my entire life, but mechanic makes me the most money right now, so I'm gonna become a mechanic, right? Like that's just what makes sense to me. And then you just kind of get stuck and you just stay there because you don't want to take the risk to become a chef. So that's what they're basically saying, is like in this lifetime there's a lot of different choices that we can make, and they feel very risky, and it's kind of like I don't know if I should do that. Like it's like, you know, like it's in your gut. Your gut is kind of like still like, yes, you should, but also like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, because we don't know how things are going to turn out until we make that decision. And then from there we could learn from that and then be like, oh yeah, okay. Because I heard the thing the other day that's like, don't blame the child for making the wrong decision, right? Because the child didn't know how that decision would turn out until they made that choice. But since they made that choice and now they know it's wrong, then they'll grow from that and they'll never make that choice again. It's kind of like this similar thing that's happening here. It's like, don't shame yourself ever for making like a choice that maybe didn't turn out how you expected it to be. Because believe it or not, that's actually exactly how the universe expected it to be. Because we still are continuing down these paths, you know? And it's about taking risks. It's about taking chances. And that's how you're going to live your life the most fullest, you know, the fullest of all full, and be the happiest beyond all sorts of happiness and belief, is by taking risks and trying these things that maybe are like, I don't know, you know. It makes me think about like buying a house for the first time, right? It's like, you never know for sure that you're making that right decision. You never know for sure. There's always like unlimited different things that could possibly change or happen, you know, but you could always sell the house. You can always sell the house and start again and start new, right? So don't be so like hard on yourself about making decisions and taking chances and trying things, right? Or it's like, it's also like, you know, like, should I take on this person as a roommate? Should I move in with my partner? Should I do this? You know, all of these things, like, there's gonna be a little bit of resistance because our ego like is nervous for us, right? And like from previous experiences, especially because you guys have the 9 of Wands here, you guys have been through it, right? You guys have been through it, so it's hard to like trust, but you just gotta I don't know, you just gotta, at the end of the day, trust and lean into it and jump just a little bit, be a little bit more decisive. And that kind of goes back to the part 1 of this reading, so I'm not going to go too much into that being decisive bit, but I will say that the more that you guys can just sort of be like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, sure, yes, you know, like a little bit of a yes man here, and just be like, if this feels right, go for it. Or you know, that cocktail making class sounds like something I want to get into, then try it. Like, you never know, you might be a master mixologist that has just like been hiding behind the bushes this entire time. I don't know why I chose the bushes. Hiding on the sidelines this entire time because you haven't been able to make those choices for yourself, right? Like, I really don't know why I went with bushes there. That feels like a stalker. Like you guys have been stalking your own life. Anyways, what I'm trying to say, Jesus, is go for it. Just do it, okay? Cheerfulness, goodwill, remembering loved ones. Oh, yes. Yes. Because when you think about your loved ones, you know, and even if, you know, you haven't had somebody that's crossed maybe recently, that could have been something that's still on your mind. It's like, are they okay? Yes, they are okay. And again, going back to that initial point of like, they want you to be living your life, so live your life. And if there's something that they always wanted to do, maybe you always wanted to do it as well, do it for them. Take a chance, you know? Take a chance on me. I just heard that too. So there could definitely be a partner that's like maybe a little bit risky that you guys are like, I don't know for sure. And again, that definitely goes back to part 1. Check that out. Also, risks all around. But cheerfulness, you know, goodwill. You're doing things out of the goodwill, out of the good of your heart, out of the good of your soul. You're doing things because they make you happy, because they make your heart soar. You're doing things because because you want to, and that's it, point blank, period. You're doing things because you want to, because it lifts you up, it lightens you up, it makes you happy. Those little bits of flutters, but also those major, you know, life-changing events, like taking a month-long excursion around Europe, you know, traveling to Istanbul, I don't know, any place that you want to go in the world, any place that you just want to, like, or even if it's like something simple, like I want to start a garden. My grandma was like, and my grandma still exists, so maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it, because normally I say things like in the perspective of y'all, but I'll say this in my perspective because I want to keep her around on this planet forever. But my grandma is an amazing gardener. She's an amazing gardener, and last year was the first year that I could actually start my own garden, and you know, trial and error here and there. I had some really great plants that flourished, and I had some really bad plants that were like, nah honey, this ain't it for me, okay? But all that being said, I decided to still continue my garden this year because it makes me think of her, and it's something that both of us can kind of like connect on and talk over. And that's the other thing too, is like if you have relatives, so for example, maybe your grandma did pass away, maybe you've always wanted to start a garden because she had the most amazing, beautiful garden. Absolutely do that, and not just do that, but be like, hey, yo, grandma, and literally project your thoughts, make them really loud while you're saying this, or say it literally out loud, because who cares? Even if you look crazy, you're talking to her, she's right there. You're not crazy. Literally say, as they slap my hand, they're like, keep talking. Anyways, the point of this is to say, talk straight out loud and be like, or talk to her, project your thoughts, say, hey grandma, look at me, I'm making my garden. What do you think about this? Should I put this plant here? And then silence your mind, wait for a response. Should I put this plant here? You know, and even if it's not necessarily like silencing your mind, waiting for a response, if you just feel pulled to put a plant in a certain spot in your garden, do that, you know? If you feel pulled to maybe buy this house that you just drove past because it looks sort of like your grandma's house or something, call up that realtor immediately, you know? Like, don't wait on these signs, because this is like their little way of kind of talking back to us, you know? Because they can't like physically speak. It's a lot harder for them unless if it's like through a medium, you know, but they can speak to us through our intuition and through our mind. It's as simple as that. Like, even if like, and this is the quickest and easiest way to think of it, you guys, like if there is somebody in your mind, like, or like you've thought of something and then you think of, you know, a crossover relative, that was them. That was them literally talking to you in your mind and being like, hey, think about this. What about this? What if you did that? That's literally them in your mind being like, hey, think about this, okay? Aww. I'll never forget you, refusal, disdain, self-pity. Yes. So there could definitely be a lot of, you know, I think it's warranted self-pity, honestly. Like, it's totally natural. Yes. Okay, yes. Thank you, spirit guides. They're literally saying, like, it's totally natural to feel, like, self-pity for yourself, right? Like, especially after somebody passes away, especially after a major death or ending, you lose your job, whatever happens in your life. It's natural to feel self-pity about this. It is 110,000% natural to feel self-pity. But it's about what you do about it that kind of, like, makes the difference, right? Because you can stay in this self-pity state for a long time, you know? Some people like stay grieving, right? For a very long time. And it's valid. But if you're not taking little teeny tiny steps to kind of like help yourself, make yourself feel happier, those like fluffies or whatever we're gonna call them, those little teeny tiny bits of happiness that you're creating in your life, then it's like the self-pity is like, yeah, you know, it's less warranted. It's still warranted, but it's less warranted. You should try, you know? You should try. Yeah, because especially with this, like, I'll never forget you, refusal, disdain, it's almost like, yeah, and again, this could be like a partner too that you guys maybe like broke up with or like had a major ending with, and it's like, I'll never forget you, like I'll always like want to be around you, and like that's okay. Like, it's perfectly okay. But you gotta start taking steps forward, right? You gotta start taking steps forward and you know, taking yourself out on those damn self dates. I tell you guys all the time. I don't know what this masculine energy that's taken over me today. Because I literally said those damn self dates. How many times do I gotta tell you guys? Take yourself out. But for real, take yourself out. Seriously. Take yourself out. Make yourself happy. Make yourself a little sandwich that has all of the ingredients that you love on it. And eat it up. Yeah, temptation, good fortune, my preference, things that are tempting to you, do them. And they're bringing up that cocktail class in my mind again. If there's like a writing class, example, I'm in ballet right now. I've never taken ballet before in my life. When I tell you guys I've never taken ballet before in my life, I mean it. I never have. I'm an adult. But I decided that out of the blue, I was watching Black Swan, you know, and I was like, oh my God, it's not usually the movie that you watch where it's like, yeah, I want to take ballet after that. But for real, I saw the costumes and the outfits and I was like, oh my God, I love that. I love that. That looks so nice. And just the poise and the elegance, the posture. You know, your girl rocking over here with scoliosis, so it's really, really, really good for my back to be stretching it as much as possible and elongating it. And that's exactly what ballet does for your body. It stretches it out, elongates it, does all these beautiful things. And again, I've never taken this before, so I instantly went onto Google and I searched up. I'm just like, you know, beginner adult ballet class. Like, I don't know if this even exists near me. And sure enough, there it was. There it was right in front of me. Super, super, super cheap. And like 2 months worthy, like a ton of classes. So it's like, what the heck? This was literally meant for me. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna get some cheap ass tights. I'm just gonna throw on a bodysuit and call it good and call myself a little ballerina. So yeah, if there's something like that where you guys like maybe see something that triggers something where it's like, oh my God, like, yo, like, I want to get into horse racing. Like, get into horse racing. Tempting, good fortune, my preference. I find that you guys are going to find a lot of really, really, really rewarding feelings coming out of these situations that you are leaning into. You're leaning into. And I'm saying all these things too because, like, I really want to emphasize, like, experiences. That's what you guys should be spending a lot of your money on, is experiences, is life, is living. So if that's a cooking class to begin your chef journey, go for it. You know, if that's a cooking class, if you're spending $45 to change your freaking life around, do it. You never know what that could bring. You never know who you could meet in that place that maybe offers you a new job, you know, or like is like, oh my God, like, you're a natural at this. Like, what if you tried like working for me at this restaurant that you're taking the cooking class at, you know? You never know what could come out of it. Or it could even be something as simplistic as like my ballet class, where it's like, it's just good for my body. It's just good to move my body. And it's so uplifting. Like, whenever I go there and I'm done, I leave and I'm glowing because I'm so happy, because it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to try, but I've just been too shy, too nervous. Yeah, and the other thing that I found too is, again, with the silence, you don't gotta talk to nobody. In these places, in these classes where it's like you're a brand new person, you don't gotta talk to nobody. You don't have to get to know anybody if you don't want to. You can warm up to getting to know people. Just be quiet, just be an observer. Just like smile, you know, laugh at people's jokes, but you don't gotta say nothing. Especially for my introverts out there. Like, that might be very like, oh, okay, I needed to hear that, you know, like, I really have been wanting to take a class, but I feel like I'm going to have to participate, you know, because especially when we all go to school in like our other times, like, you know, we feel like in those classes we are literally forced to participate. But as an adult taking classes, you can do whatever you want, you know. Obviously, I'm participating in ballet with my body, but that doesn't mean I have to be talking, you know, or doing anything that I don't want to do. So yeah, it's really, 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 really lovely. It's so lovely. And again, if you guys have disabilities, have whatever else, there are accommodations for so many things nowadays, you guys. Like, seriously, there's accommodations, there's a lot more like research and different things, workout classes, like everything. There's accommodations for everything. So never ever ever let your, you know, abilities get the better of you. Like, always, like, try something. Just try it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, there's people out there that go and participate in races that are in wheelchairs. And so I just feel like, you know, it's so inspiring to see stories and to see people like that, like, you know, like, give other people the confidence to do the same thing, or to go after their goals, to go after their dreams, you know? Like, not everybody has to be the most perfect stereotypical version of whatever you think that, you know, whatever you want to be, because you can be the new stereotype for it. Like, think about that. Like, that's so cool to think about. Like, you can be the new stereotype for this if you so choose, because heck, everybody else's opinions, you know. Yeah, honestly. So anyways, let's move on. Let's get into some advice here. See what the angels would like to add to this. Thank you so much, angels, for always keeping me 110,000% accurate. We love it. Oh, they're fighting. Oh, they're biting, they're fighting. There are cards that want to come out for sure. Okay, this one had to come out here. Share your voice. Which is so interesting, because I was literally talking about how if you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it. But what this says is come out of the cave, persecution and expression. And the vibe that I'm getting from this one is more so like come out of your cave, come out of your shell, live your life, exactly as I've been saying. Live your life, live your life, live your life. Expression, however you want to express yourself, whether that be in cooking, creating, the arts, or that be in coding and the sciences, the maths, you know, whatever the sort of expression that you're being called to really come out of the cave in. Do it up, literally. You are meant to be doing it. You are literally meant to be doing it. I'm serious. If you're watching this video right now and there is something on your mind right now that you've been wanting to do, come out of the cave. This is your sign. You are meant to be doing it. Okay, you are meant for it. And I just saw 222 on the clock when I said that. So, for real. Get my water here. And yes, it is in a maple syrup jar. a previous maple syrup jar. I don't know, like, a good method for taking off stickers, like, without it leaving behind the residue. So for now, it is still a maple syrup jar full of water. Then we have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So this is just like a really good, like, overall, and you can see the imagery of this woman. Like, she's very broken in this, and it's all about kind of like putting those pieces back together for yourself, because you're not always going to have people around you that can do that for you, right? Like, you're not always going to have like family, friends, parents, like anything like that, like around you all the time, that are going to be able to pick up these pieces for you. So it's very important that you start to take those steps, those little happy moments in your life, to really align you and bring you back into your purpose. Because I definitely feel like you guys could feel a little bit misaligned right now, feel a little bit out of balance, especially with the 3 of Coins and the 9 of Wands. Like, there's just a lot going on in your life. There's a lot, again, in the Death card. You guys like just went through a major transformation, a major change. So there is something in your life. And the Death card also calls for a change too, doesn't it? It calls for a new beginning. It literally says, hey, here's an ending. You gotta start anew. It's your turn. Pick up the pen. Next chapter. Let's go. Let's go, bitch. I'm waiting for you. You know, that's literally life talking to you. It's saying it's your turn to make it's your turn to make a move. It's your turn to make a change, so do it, literally. And birthing a new age is right after that. I don't know, I felt the need to sing that, but maybe some of you are taking singing classes, who knows? But literally, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yes, just take that in for a second. Dreaming a new world into being, beyond what you want just yourself to look like, beyond what you want just your friends to look like, beyond what you just want your partnership, your family life to look like, beyond what you think your community should look like, beyond what you think the world should look like. You know, like, keep dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger and better, because it's all about dreaming this new world into being, your new world. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's all about you and what you want to do, what's going to make you the happiest, what is a temptation to you. That is what's going to bring you the best fortune in your life right now. Also, answer the call. Oh my God, I literally just got chills. Literally. Oh, yes. And I'm sending all of the loved ones to you guys. If you're feeling chills right now as you're watching this, know that that is your loved ones. That is your spirit guides, your ancestors. They're right there with you all the time. They're right there with you. I'm calling them in right now just to validate it for you guys. If you're feeling warmth all over your body, if you're feeling tingly, even if you're feeling nothing, they are still right there with you all the time, okay? And this, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So again, what is your ballet, right? What is your ballet? What is your soul calling you to do? What is tempting you that is just going to uplift your soul that much more? Because, like, I tell you guys, I haven't had energy here for months. Like, I've been going through it. You know, you can find out a little bit more in the previous video, just what I've been going through, and it's been hard. Like, it's not been easy. And, like, my house has just been filled to the brim with, like, stuff and people and in and out and, like, everything. And it's just, like, it's, you know, it's a big change. You know, it's a big change. But that being said, this ballet has almost been, like, a lifesaver for me. Like, it's been something for me to look forward to every single week, and every single time. And this is a little secret for you guys, especially if you made it this far in the video. Congratulations, because this is a big secret I'm letting you guys in on. Every single time, even though I'm looking forward to it every single week, every single time that event ballet comes up, I don't know if it's my anxiety or what it is, but I'm always like, I don't want to go. Like, last minute, I'm always like, the introvert in me, it has to be the introvert in me, is like, I don't want to go. And every single time, but I'm like, I know how much better I'm going to feel after I do it. It's kind of like a workout, you know? I know how much better I'm going to feel after I do it, so I just have to do it. And again, like, I'm looking forward to this all week, but, like, you know, it's like 10 minutes and I gotta leave. I'm like, ugh. Like, you guys heard me. I'm like that, like, Patrick Star meme. Like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do it. And then, like, I go there and I'm still, like, uncomfortable, you know, like, getting into it. Like, there's people there that I have to see, like, as an introvert. And, like, there's nothing wrong with these people. Again, like, they're all very, very nice and kind and happy and welcoming and uplifting. Their energy is so uplifting. But it's still just, like, there's people I gotta see. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, this is totally, like, an introvert's thing. But it can be for extroverts, too. Especially if it's something that's, like, brand new and you're anxious, you know. People, I gotta freaking see this. But, and you get there, I'm going there, I'm like, I'm getting to the class, and then finally I get into the class and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Like, let's do it. Woo! And then I'm in it and I'm feeling it. I'm not even paying attention to any of those thoughts anymore because I'm so in my body. Like, in that sense, once I'm in my class, I'm in the ballet, I'm in my body. I'm feeling every single portion of my body. So I'm no longer being able to focus on what's going on, what's racing in through my mind. So it's very, very, very just, like, refreshing and uplifting, and it's given me so much more energy to do tarot card readings on top of other things that I've got going on. I've started a new company, and you know, so this is going to be, like, maybe a little bit less frequent, but I'm still going to be doing this. Like, my soul literally just craves tarot card readings. Like, whenever I'm not giving them, I'm like, I need to do them. Like, somebody come to me for advice, please. book a personal with me, please. Like, I need to tell you more about your life and what you need to know. But yeah, and this, like, there's just those periods though where like I need to rest, and like I just have to rejuvenate my energy and myself, because I can't be like the best tarot card readers for you guys if I'm just like burnt out to the gods. And tarot, and you know, like the YouTube platform, the YouTube community doesn't always agree with that. And I'm trying to build an audience that's like, you know what, yeah, f it, we're fine with it. But overall, I feel so much more uplifted, and that's the major lesson of today is, you know what, it might cost a little bit of extra money to travel to Italy. It might take a little bit of extra energy out of my week to pull myself to that one class, but in the end, it's so worth it. It makes you feel so much better. You've experienced something new. You feel more uplifted. There's new energies around you to replace all of that past, all of that old, you know, with something new to grab onto. You know, especially if you're like maybe sick of living in the same hometown that you've lived in forever. Try to discover something new in it. There's a new restaurant that you've maybe never been to before. Like, just drive around until you find a place that you've never seen before and walk in there. Go straight in there and try it out. You never know, it might be your new favorite place, your new favorite hub to hang out at, you know? Just discover and live your life, because you never know what is going to make you the happiest until you experience it. Whew! Alrighty, and I'm going to leave it there for you guys today. That feels like a very good ending. Very good ending, especially to the part 2 of this. If you guys did not check out the part 1 of this, I highly suggest it. It's definitely going to be worth it. Yeah. Ooh, okay. And there's something that we're going to have to be prepared and ready for. We're going to get into that in the next reading. So yes, I love you guys so much. I'm praying that this brought you some clarity. I love you all, seriously, from the bottom of my titty heart. And I will see you very, very soon, okay?